the national anthem. Let us pray. Gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for the day that you've given us, and we thank you for this game called baseball. Lord, I just pray that you put a blanket of protection over us this day and bless these young men as they play this game to bring honor and glory to your name. Lord, may we remember that this is a gift, the time that we have together in this game that we all love. Heavenly Father, be with us. We thank you for your Son, Jesus, who died for us. And it's in his heavenly name we pray. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Beautiful day for baseball. Let's play two, everybody. Game one of the championship round here in Laurel, Mississippi. The DYB World Series, 2026 Diamond Youth Baseball World Series, presented by Smash It Sports. I am Bill Smith up here in the booth. Want to begin with the shoutingest of shouts to our own Spencer White, who rocked the national anthem here at the facility here this morning. So Spencer out there doing some shooting, doing some producing, also sharing some singing chops with everybody. So we had a wonderful morning here. Look at this beautiful day here in Laurel, Mississippi. We're at the final stop. We're on the last day of the 2026 Diamond Youth Baseball World Series, and this is the O-Zone. We got Tennessee and Texas. So the winner of this one will move on into the final game. This is game one of the championship round right here, the semifinal, if you will. However you want to determine that. Louisiana waits for the winner of this game. Now, both of these teams, Tennessee, Texas, outstanding tournaments at this point. They're in the championship round. I mean, come on, that goes without saying. Both teams 4-1 through bracket play. Both teams actually losing in pool play way back on the first day. So coming in here with overall 4-2 records, but both winning big games yesterday to get to this point. Texas, a 1-0 win over South Carolina. It would what might have been the game of the tournament last night. Tennessee beats a then unbeaten Louisiana team last night, 8-6 to get here. So these two teams will do battle. The winner will face Louisiana for the championship in a little bit of time. You are looking right there at the field, and you're getting your first peek at pitcher J.T. Drake pitching to his catcher Kason Everett. Both of those young men having a fine tournament, and they will face the Lando Frost starting lineup from Tennessee. Felipe Moreno Jr., the left fielder, will start things off as a leadoff hitter. Brooks Ware, the shortstop, will follow. Aiden Hannigan, the catcher. E.J. Howard at third. Cole Jackson, the first baseman. Dallas Williams in center. Bryson Pennell, one of the extra hitters. Tiger O'Valley in right field. Ethan Perry at second. Ethan Hogan, the pitcher. Liam Lynch, one of the extra hitters. And injured last evening, but here supporting his team because he's a fine young man. Chance Davis, number 17. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention him. First pitch, Moreno slashes this one down the line, foul ball. Moreno looking to start things off quick here. Moreno scored a couple of runs in last night's 8-6 victory over Louisiana. Again, that was a previously unbeaten Louisiana team who had rolled pretty much their way through their previous games. They dropped that one. Couple of big, when I say big, I mean big, 3-run home runs on the way there. We'll chat about the particular fellas as we get there. 1-1 to Felipe Moreno Jr. here. He takes a big hack right there. Moreno, previously mentioned, this kid is a grinder at Fortnite. Now he's popping one into left, settling under it. Can of corn type pop right there to the shortstop, Alec. And there is one away as Neziah Alec will come and have a chat with his infield after catching that one. So one down here in the first.
Now to the plate, number 5, Brooks Ware.
Now Brooks Ware will step in, the shortstop. Namesake of Brooks Robinson, having himself a nice tournament. He's got an 0-1 pitch coming to him right here. Swings under that one. Suddenly he's in an 0-2 hole. Brooks Ware, young B-dub. Also a basketball player in life when he's not on a ball field. Pitch on the way. 3 pitches, 3 swings and misses. And JT Drake is dealing early in this one as he strikes out the talented shortstop from Lebanon, Tennessee.
Stepping to the plate, number 24, Aiden Hannigan.
Had a fantastic week chatting with the families and supporters here from this Lebanon, Tennessee team. Everybody's super supportive. Everybody from all the communities, Lebanon, Tennessee, Livingston, Texas. Here's a look at the strikeout to Ware. Have been super helpful to your humble, your just hat in hand. Getting things to spice up the broadcast and just chat about these young men playing this tournament. Having a lot of fun, working really hard, but helping us get to know the guys as we go in here. How else am I going to know that Felipe Moreno was a grinder on Fortnite? JT Drake comes set, pitch in there. He sees this one up high, so the count has worked to 3-0. Hannigan a couple of hits yesterday, so possible green light here. We will see what the traffic signal entails. Taken the whole way there, although body language says he might think that was ball 4. He's not accurate. The umpire, the gentleman in the black shirt, says it was strike 1. So hitters count right here to the very talented Aiden Hannigan. Drove in a run, walked also in yesterday's game against Louisiana. Both teams playing double headers yesterday. A little bit of space in between those games, but 2 games for each of these teams, 2 wins for each of these teams as we're at that point in the tournament. Tennessee getting here on the strength of that 8-6 win over Louisiana. The pitch, and there's strike 3 called. So Hannigan down looking. Drake with a pair of strikeouts and gets a pop out, and he's through a clean first. Tennessee goes in order, and Texas will come up here in the bottom of the first. Talking about the route to get here from yesterday. Tennessee, again, that 8-6 victory over Louisiana. Prior to that, and a really good ball game that we had for you here on the DYB network. Here's the strikeout pitch, just catching the outside corner. Tennessee gets a 3-2 win over Virginia to start yesterday's play. That was a really good ball game. You can actually go back and find that on the DYB network on YouTube, courtesy of all of us at Synergy Sports and Entertainment. Texas's route, again, that 1-0 game, which was an outstanding game. We didn't have coverage for that. Was behind us. We were keeping tabs on that. But what a ball game that was. And then they win a big one over Georgia in their first game yesterday, 12-0. So Texas is riding a 13-0 two-game winning streak coming in to here. And there's your first peek at Ethan Hogan, who will do the pitching for Tennessee. We got opposing number 27s, or numbers 27, if you will, doing the pitching. Ethan Hogan will throw to Aiden Hannigan, who ended the inning, so he's just getting his gear situated. Infield warming up behind him. But Ethan Hogan pitching to Aiden Hannigan will be facing the Lando Frost starting lineup for this Texas championship team. They will start with Neziah Alec, the shortstop. Aiden Cooper, the first baseman, will hit second. Knox Ditforth, the third baseman, will hit third. JT Drake doing the pitching, hitting fourth. Mason Warren at second base to start things. He hits fifth. Nayland Thompson in right field hits sixth. Micah Templeton, starting today in left field, will hit seventh. Adrian Perez, Brylan Lambright, the eighth and ninth hitters, both extra hitters to start this game, respectively. Kason Everett, the catcher, hitting 10th. Easton Estep in center, hitting 11th. Aiden Guerrero rounds out the 12-man lineup for this Texas team out of Livingston, Texas. Fine folks of Livingston, Texas, fine fans over here. Also very, very supportive of your announcer. Here's a peek in over at the AAA championship round. You got a little look at South Carolina and Georgia. South Carolina leading that one 7-2. A peek in at other games going on. It's a much quieter facility here at the Susan Vinton Sportsplex as we're into the championship round in the bracket, so less teams around, but there are some important ball games going on. As you see a fouled off pitch over there from the Georgia hitter. South Carolina with some success in each of the brackets, made it into the second to last game yesterday. And you see them over there competing in the AAA championship round. As we get going here with the bottom of the first in the O-Zone, game one of our championship round over here. And the young Texas champs will come to bat for the first time in a scoreless game. Hogan from the set, kicks and fires. First pitch is in there for a called strike to Neziah Alec. Neziah Alec, in his baseball career, bounces this one to short. Ware slings to one, and there's one out here in the first. Sharp play out there by the young shortstop, Brooks Ware. Clean reception over there by Jackson. Shout out to 4 over there. Aiden Cooper steps in. Aiden Cooper has been just a treat to watch playing defense. This young man can certainly swing the stick. Don't want to take anything away from him there, but has been a joy to watch playing the field. Sharp with his glove, super athletic. Scored a couple of runs in yesterday's big victory over Georgia. Drove in a run to a couple trips to the plate. Takes a strike right there, 2-1 to the first baseman from Texas. Aiden Cooper, it seems, an avid pickleball player. It's a fast-growing sport among people of all ages, including O-Zone ball players. I myself was a tennis player growing up, and pickleball, there's overlap, but it's not quite the same. Not quite the same as a hit, but worth the same. A walk here to Aiden Cooper, so he is aboard with one out in the first. Cooper will run from there. He is definitely a threat to steal. Knox Ditforth certainly knows that as well. He comes in with a fist bump for the catcher and the official. Love the sportsmanship here from the Texas third baseman. He looks Hogan the pitch in there for strike one as Cooper leads from first. Pitch down low to Ditforth. Ditforth 0 for 2 in the tight 1-0 contest to get them here last night against South Carolina. Has done some damage. Determined check on Cooper over at 1. Ditforth hitting .444 throughout the tournament, and a delayed steal, actually a balk. I stand corrected. Were I sitting, I would have sat corrected. So Cooper now down at second base. Delay on the pitch. A little hesitation move, but results in a ball. So a 3-1 count here to Ditforth. And in there for ball 4. So Ditforth aboard. 2 runners on for the dangerous J.T. Drake.
Number 27 now stepping to the plate, J.T. Drake.
Drake, a home run on Friday versus Mississippi. Drake, the lone home run off of a Texas bat thus far in this tournament. And it was a shot in a game that we had for you here. Coach Lynch out of the dugout to talk to his hurler. Coach Davis's staff. This is a very tight-knit group over there in the Tennessee dugout. Texas as well. Coach Lynch out to have a chat with Ethan Hogan and the catcher Aiden Hannigan as they are dealing with a couple of base runners here in the first inning. So 1 down as Drake comes to the plate. Drake doing the pitching, so right now in there to help himself. The pitch from Hogan. Cooper started away, and then the ball does get away, so the runners will move up a base. Couple of runners in scoring position for J.T. Drake. So, note I have here on J.T. Drake. This guy hit a bomb of a home run early in the tournament. There's a reason there's some strength in this kid. J.T. Drake set a world record at the National Powerlifting, a 303-pound deadlift for this 12-year-old who lays down a bunt. He's going to beat this one out, too. Reaches and drives in a run. So, discussing this young man's strength, he lays down a 12-foot bunt and scores a run. Strength, speed, and some smarts. He gets the RBI bunt single. And Texas leads this one 1-0.
At the plate now, number 30, Mason Warren. Your attention, please. Your attention, please. Been asked to announce no artificial noise makers are allowed. No artificial noise makers are allowed.
Ditforth over to third on the J.T. Drake bunt. So Drake over at first. Runner heading down to second. So Drake actually into the dugout. A courtesy runner in for the pitcher. The stat line for Drake as a base runner will be given to Neziah Alec. So Alec for Drake down at second. Ditforth at third. The pitch. In there for a called strike against Mason Warren, starting second baseman today. Warren joins his teammate Aiden Cooper as a aficionado of pickleball. And he is aficionado of a grounder to third. Up with it. Howard across the first. Stretch is there. Out is there. Run comes home. So Warren, an RBI ground out. That's the second out of the inning, but the second run of the inning. Howard with a nice defensive play and a good strong throw to get the runner at first. Run scores 2-0 Texas here in the first. Nayland Thompson will do the hitting here. Here's a look at the play. Howard to his left, turns, fires, and by a step. One more breath, and Warren would have been there. So a 1-1 count here to Nayland Thompson as he works with a runner at third. And 2 runs in. Texas getting out in front early in this one. Thompson ready to swing that giant pencil. Thompson 0 for 2 in the big 1-0 win last night. So looking to get some damage here. And this is a live ball. I'm not sure what Hannigan was doing there. He stepped to look and then just kind of turfed the ball. I think he's asking about Thompson maybe being in the way, but I don't think the umpire agrees. And so Naziah Alec, running for JT Drake, scores. So Coach Davis out asking for a clarification. Hannigan came up from his stance to throw to third. There has been different conversations, different times about rulings in this tournament, and this is another situation. Another peek in over at the AAA championship round action. Bottom 5, South Carolina still leading that one 7-2. Get a look at the South Carolina defenses. Georgia still hitting over there in that one. So, again, resetting things. Hannigan stepped out to throw to third. Thompson, to his credit, as the pitch came in, stepped out of the way. So pitch comes in and 3-0. Thompson with a line drive into left field and a sliding catch by Felipe Moreno to end the inning. So some nice glove work ends the first, but not before Texas gets ahead 3-0. We are through one full. The Texas champs lead the Tennessee champs. This is game 1 of the championship round here in the DYB World Series, and you are watching this all on the DYB Network, presented by Smash It Sports.
Is proud to be the diamond sponsor of the 2026 Diamond Youth Baseball World Series. Smash It Sports is your one-stop shop for everything baseball and softball. Top brands, unbeatable prices, and gear trusted by players and coaches everywhere. From T-ball to the World Series stage, we've got your players and teams covered. Use code DYB15 to save 15% off your order at smashersports.com today.
Are you frustrated with league management systems that make you feel like you need an engineering degree to use them? Introducing TeamPass, a youth sports management system made simple. No more complicated pages or confusing websites. TeamPass gives you quick and easy tools for better league management at a price less than a gallon of gas. You can spend less time working and more time playing. Visit www.teampass.com for more information.
The love of the game begins with the bat and ball. This is America's game. More than 5 million people are having fun at bat, and even more have answered the call to play ball. With the help of those who came before, our pastime's future is bright. When the lights are brightest, those who came through the pipeline are ready. All roads lead here, playing for your country.
First pitch for Howard, inside for a ball. Welcome back to DYB World Series. We're in the championship round, game 1 of 2 here in the O-Zone. Strike swinging there from the strong E.J. Howard. Howard with a towering 3-run blast in yesterday's win against Louisiana. JT Drake pacing himself. Howard wants to collect himself, so we will reset for a 1-1 here. Howard Young, Big Papa from this Tennessee team, Again, that big fly yesterday. And that broke the game open for Tennessee. Gave them a lead that they would hold on to. Howard's third inning blast brought in Ware and Hannigan. Swings and fouls this one back. Howard 1 of 2 in the earlier game yesterday, so a combined 2 for 5, a few RBIs, and that big home run, and he stares at strike 3 here. Nice pitch on the outside part of the plate by JT Drake, and there's one down here in the second.
Number 44, Cole Jackson.
Here's the play that ended the bottom of the first. There's your sliding catch by Moreno. Moreno's played a real good outfield for this Tennessee team throughout the tournament. Cole Jackson stepping in. Pitch up high. 1-0. Cole Jackson in yesterday's action. 1 for 2 in the win against Louisiana and 0 for 2 in the very well played 3-2 win against Virginia. He will come in looking to get his team their first base runner, 5th batter of the game, and Drake is clean to this point. Pitch on the way. Fouled back to the screen with a good cut from the Tennessee first baseman. Jackson got to chat some ball with Pittsburgh Pirates pitcher Paul Skeens. Had to be a thrill. That's a star among stars in Major League Baseball. Got to talk to him at PNC Park. Cole Jackson, a Cincinnati Reds fan, but again, able to compare notes with Paul Skeens. Pitch to the young first baseman. Down for ball 4. So there's that first base runner for Tennessee. Jackson draws a 1-out walk here in the second.
Now coming to the plate, number 8, Dallas Williams.
So Dallas Williams steps in. Dallas Williams starting in center this afternoon, or this morning. Strike and a check down at first. Williams 1 of 2, scored a run in last night's win. Walked as well, so he's done some damage on the base paths. Looking to do some damage here with a runner at first. The pitch. Fouls this one back off the screen. So an 0-2 hole for the youngster from Tennessee. Drake has been sharp through the first half of the order. We'll see what he dials up here. Pitch on the way. This is tap back. Williams fighting off 3 pitches in this at-bat. The entire route for Tennessee, we mentioned the last 2 victories. They're on a 4-game heater after dropping their first 2, so they have stormed through the 1-loss side of the bracket. Pitch up high. Pair wins yesterday, Louisiana and Virginia. Prior to that, a win against North Carolina, a win against Mississippi, and this is after dropping 1 to Virginia and dropping 1 to South Carolina on the opening day. So good stretch here for Virginia. Lifting this one left side into the glove of Ditfurth. So a pop-up from Williams puts the second out on the board and puts Bryson Pennell in the box. Pennell will step in here. He swings first pitch, and this ball straight up in the air. Drake wants it himself, and he takes it. So Pennell skies one straight up, and Drake handles it himself. Here's a look at the pop out on the left side to Ditfurth. And a One out walk goes untroubled if you're Tennessee, and they head to the bottom of the second, looking to hold Texas as they've already built a 3-0 lead. So the Texas champs will come to bat with a lead. Michael Templeton will lead things off shortly. Want to take this moment. You heard our Lando Frost starting lineups before. Just want to give a shout to one of our great sponsors, Lando Frost, and this game and all the games we've been covering in this tournament. Brought to you by Lando Frost, a family-owned business that's been making great tasting lunch meat for over 60 years. Find their brands in supermarkets nationwide and check them out at landofrost.com. You see currently the logo of my folks here, Synergy Sports and Entertainment. We have been very proud to bring you all the action the last couple of weeks of the DYB World Series. All the coverage we've had for you from all of us at synergysportsproductions.com. I want to remind you, you can check out all these games that we've had on YouTube. A couple of defensive changes for the Tennessee defense as we head into the bottom of the second. Lynch will get some work in at short. Pennell There's the first pitch in there for a strike. So Templeton, an 0-1 count here. Today's starting left fielder slashes this one foul on the right side. 0-2 early to the Texas hitter. So Templeton, ball up high for 1-2. Michael Templeton, 1 UIL maps, graphs, and charts. Ball player, smart kid, and all around good fella. And a good eye in the box as he sees ball 2. Count even at 2-2. Got himself into a hole, now fighting his way back here. Hogan kicks and fires. This one popped up. This is going to get out of play. Hit the roof above me. A little hollow sound popping up there. So a battle starting here between Hogan and Templeton. Pitch on the way. Up high, so the count has run full. Templeton 0 for 2 in last night's big victory against South Carolina. Looking to do some damage here, and hey, he's aboard with a walk. So Templeton will run down from first. Down at first, I should say. Now Adrian Perez will step in. So Perez a walk in last night's contest.
You're right, 10-3. Yes.
Mason Warren, the second baseman, scoring the only run of that contest. The first pitch to Perez after the conversation. Sun shining on a beautiful morning here in Laurel, Mississippi. First pitch ball to the Texas hitter Perez. This is a looping fly ball that drops. Lynch can't handle it, so this ends up dropping in left field. Perez will be aboard after that one. And now 2 leadoff hitters here in the second inning, both aboard. And Texas starting to already rally up here. 3-0 lead, and the first 2 runners aboard in the second. There's the ball that just fell in. Ball actually ended up not touching anybody and fell in between. Little miscommunication, so that drops in. Templeton leads from second. Perez leads from first as Brylan Lambright steps in. Lambright credited, and rightfully so, with the RBI that won yesterday's game, 1 for 2. Drove in the winning run in that well-played game last night. Pitch on the way, down low, showed bunt, pulled that one back. Brylan Lambright lifts this one, right center field gap. This is down. This is down for a long single that'll turn into extra bases on the throw to third. The throw to third puts out Perez on his way. Templeton does score, so 1 run in. Lambright a long single, but he takes second on the throw that cuts down Perez. So drives in a run, 4-0 Texas. Here's a look. This ball cuts in between center and right, but a strong throw on the money of the bounce, the tag. It's a great throw by Williams from center field. And this is going to necessitate a pitching change as Brooks Ware will come in and take the ball. It was a strong throw out of center field on that one. So resetting things, Templeton walks. Perez with a bloop single. And the long single by Lambright drives in Templeton. Perez cut down.
Now pitching for Tennessee, number 5, Brooks Ware.
Here's the base hit. Templeton reads, sees that one's going. He scores, and then here's the long throw. That's a great outfield throw right there. So 4-0 for Texas as Coach Davis makes the Smash It Sports call to the bullpen. Smash It Sports, the proud diamond sponsor of the 2026 DYB World Series, the nation's largest online baseball and softball equipment retailer. Price match guarantee, free shipping, over 100 top brands. Find your next game changer at smashitsports.com. Smash It Sports, where champions shop. Where now the pitching duties for Tennessee. He's pitched 4 innings in this tournament to this point, has a start under his belt. His first offering is a breaking pitch that's swung on and missed. 4 hits in his 4 innings of work. 8 strikeouts under his belt. This ball lifted foul up and out of play. So the tournament line from the mound for Ware, pretty strong. He starts with a couple of strikes and drops this one in down low. Hannigan trying to hold that one for a called strike, but is not given. Now, lost in this year hitter, Kason Everett. Everett strikes out. Big cut on a fastball. So Everett cut down. He will head off with the second out, and Easton Estep coming up with a runner at second, trying to continue this second inning for Texas as they've added to that lead. Now lead this one 4-0. Easy knee step. There's a Nubber swinging bunt. Handled by Ware. On to first. Out is recorded. And Tennessee will head to their dugout to do some hitting. We are through 2 full. Texas leads this one 4-0. This is the 2026 Diamond Youth Baseball World Series presented by Smash It Sports.
The love of the game begins with the bat and ball. This is America's game. More than 5 million people are having fun at bat, and even more have answered the call to play ball. With the help of those who came before, our pastime's future is bright. When the lights are brightest, those who came through the pipeline are ready. All roads lead here. Playing for your country, playing for the love of the game, playing for glory.
Back to the DYB World Series. 3rd inning of work for JT Drake. A couple of defensive switches for Texas. Guerrero now patrolling right field. Lambright finds his way into center. And a change behind the plate. This ball is slapped off the fence to the right side. Change at catcher as Perez now moves behind the dish to do the catching. Oh, 1 pitch to Tiger Ovelli, tournament leading hitter for this Tennessee team. He is batting a cool .571 through these 6 games. Hit a monster of a 3-run homer yesterday. Joined his team Howard, pair of 3-run shots. His was the first. Pitch on the way. Back behind the plate right now is actually Ditfirth, number 2. The pitch. In there for a called strike. Ditfirth moving over from third base. The pitch. Fouled back. Mason Warren now over at third. Tiger Ovelli starting today in right field. Looking to do some work out there in the base paths as he draws a walk. So leadoff hitter aboard for Tennessee here in the 3rd. Tennessee in a 4-0 hole, looking to start chipping away at that.
Now to the plate, number 3, Ethan Perry.
Ethan Perry will step in. Ethan Perry, we've talked about his skill as a left-handed hitter and a right-handed everything else in life. Ethan Perry from Good Pasture School down in Tennessee. A lot of schools starting today in Tennessee. Good Pasture's own Ethan Perry, though, up here playing ball with a hit by pitch. So he's hitting the leg. We hope he's okay. Looks to be just dealing with his shin guard and walking it off. So Perry aboard. A lot of schools in Tennessee starting school today. A lot of young men here missing the first day because they're in the World Series. Talking with the parents on both sides. I'm told many, if not all, schools in Texas are actually starting tomorrow. So some of these kids be traveling home. They were hoping with a championship ring, but they're over here in the World Series for what'll be the day before school. A number of these Tennessee kids. Gladeville, Middletown, Carroll, Oakland. Good Pasture, the schools represented here on this Tennessee team. Everybody there, I'm sure, is proud. Fouled back. This actually hits the umpire's mask. We know everybody in those different schools. MJCA. The pitch. This is hit in the gap between third and short into left field. Runners will hold. Big, strong throw coming into the plate will keep O'Valley at third. So Hogan aboard with a single. So Tennessee has promptly loaded the bases for Liam Lynch. Here's a look at the base hit.
Number 33, Liam Lynch.
This ball finds that space between the shortstop and the third baseman into left field. There's a big old throw from left. So that keeps everybody short. Now, Coach Templeton having a conversation with his crew out there. So bases loaded, nobody out. Infield back for Texas. One outs on the bases. We'll give up a run to do it. Here's a grounder to second. On to two for one. To first. Safe over there. Good turn from Cooper at second. Good throw from Alec over at short, but the run does score. So O'Valley comes home. Perry will run from third. Hogan out on the 4-6 and Lynch aboard at first. So first run home for Tennessee as their lineup turns over with Moreno.
Now to play number 4, Felipe Moreno.
Moreno popped it to short before. Combined in both games yesterday, Moreno scored a couple of runs. So hoping to push a couple of runs in front of him before getting the chance here. He's got a couple of runners to cash. Moreno has had a nice tournament as the leadoff hitter. Check over at first. This ball bounces around a little bit. And the runner will head down to second, uncontested. So Lynch and Perry. There's a look at the grounder to second. Cooper, quick turn. Good strong throw from Alec, but safe at first. And here's a single into left field. This will score another run. This is going to get all the way to the wall. Drive in two. And I spoke too soon on the single. This is a 2 RBI double. And Tennessee has shrunk the lead and is now down by a single run with a runner in second and 1 down. Brooks Ware will come in after the big RBI double from Felipe Moreno.
At the plate now, number 5, Brooks Ware.
Pitching away, Ware swings over the top of that one for a strike. So Moreno, here's a look. This finds a gap. I feel like I underestimated the young man, saying a single off the bat. He flies into second. Here's a real strong throw into second, but he drives in too with the RBI double. 4-3 is a called strike to Ware. Pops the mitt. Good game coming together. You see in the background of that shot right there, the Louisiana champs. They await the winner of this one for all of the marbles. This ball outside just hits the screen. Moreno on his way to third. Throw is there. Runner is safe. So Ditforth with a strong throw. But Moreno now at third with 1 down. Rally brewing here for Tennessee. Outside, Brooks Ware sees a ball. Count it 1-2. Drake atop the mound still ahead. Brooks Ware ready in the box. The pitch. In there for strike 3. That pitch had some break on it. Came out of the hand. Ware thought it was going to come farther inside. Nick catches a lot of the plate.
Now number 13, E.J. Howard.
So Ware strikes out looking, and Aiden Hannigan, the catcher, will step in.
Check that. Number 24, Aiden Hannigan.
The pitch to Hannigan. Hannigan slices this one on the right side, foul. Hannigan struck out to end the first inning. Here's the pitch that struck out Ware. Front door breaking pitch right there. It's a good bit of pitching by the Texas right-hander. Here's the pitch. Outside. The pitch. This is lifted into center and right into a waiting glove for the third out of the inning, but the third out of the inning comes after a 3-run rally by this Tennessee team. There's a look at the 2-run double off the bat of Felipe Moreno Jr. He cruises into second and a couple runs cruise home. And we've got a good one here heading to the third inning. The bottom of the third, I should say. Weather check right there here in Laurel, Mississippi. 82, partly cloudy, super comfortable. Just a lovely, lovely day in Laurel for baseball. And a lovely time to talk about insurance. Is there a lovely time to talk about insurance? Sure, we're gonna say that there is. And today's game is brought to you. All of the games in this tournament has been brought to you in part by Sadler Insurance. They've been the endorsed insurance provider for DYB for decades. Think of Sadler Insurance for all of your insurance needs for all different types of sports and activities. Quotes are available instantly online at sadlersports.com. Sadler insures teams, leagues, camps, tournament hosts, sports facilities, and is a one-stop shop for all of your policies and risk management needs. Sadler is the official insurance provider to Diamond Youth Baseball, and we thank them. That's my name, Bill Smith, right there, as you get a look at the Tennessee catcher, Aiden Hannigan, Bill Smith has enjoyed watching that young man play some baseball the last few days. And Bill Smith talking about himself in the third person here. Has enjoyed calling the action here at the DYB World Series presented by Smash It Sports. And Bill Smith will give a big shout out to our diamond sponsor, Smash It Sports. Whether you're a player chasing your next bet or a parent gearing up for a future star, Smash It Sports has you covered. The best brands and unbeatable prices. Shop now at smashitsports.com. Glove popping on the warm-up pitches from Ware. So resetting things as you got to look at Smash It Sports, headquartered in beautiful Rochester, New York, but a big-time online distributor, as you hear. So resetting things, a 3-run first inning gets Texas ahead. They add another one in the second, and we are just off the top of the third, where Tennessee has cut the deficit, and it is a 4-3 game as Brooks Ware stares down Aiden Guerrero to lead off the bottom of the third. The pitch in there for a called strike. Gave some of the numbers for Ware pitching to this point. He's had a real good tournament. Starting this one well so far. Here's a bouncing ball to short. Just quite mishandled, and the throw will come in late. So Lynch not quite able to secure it on the bounce, and there's one aboard here for Texas. Starting off the third inning, and the lineup will turn over with Naziah Alec.
At the plate, number 9, Naziah Alec.
Alec rounded to short to open up the game. That ball heading to the current pitcher, Brooks Ware. Current pitcher, Brooks Ware, spins a strike in there, getting ahead of his counterpart, Naziah Alec. Pitch up high, evens the count at 1-1. Naziah Alec's been playing baseball a long time. This kid turned a triple play, made a triple play at the age of 5. And he lifts this one, left center. A sliding catch attempt hits the fence. And then nobody covering third as this ball comes in. Love the effort in center field, but the ball hits in a super long single for Naziah Alec. He's holding over at 1 as Aiden Guerrero comes into 2. Here's the ball off the bat. This ball looked like it might carry over that outfield fence, but it gets all the way there. Love the sliding attempt from Williams. And then a big throw to the base. So runners on the corner with nobody out. Attempt to throw next to the runner to draw the runner from third, but no dice. And now second and third with Aiden Cooper at the plate. Cooper with a couple runners he'd like to cash. He lays down a bunt. This will go to first. Out is not recorded as the ball is dropped. Safe at first, a collision there. So Jackson unable to hold on over at first. And Cooper is aboard with an error on the bunt. There's a look at it. Well-placed bunt by Cooper. Ware with the throw in the dirt. So Guerrero scores on that exchange. Here's a throw all the way to the base. Not there. Now coming home. Tag was held. This gives time to the runner coming from third. Now another throw in behind Cooper. So Cooper will hold there. So Naziah Alec comes home. Here's a look. Ditforth showing bunt. The throw goes all the way into second as Cooper steals second. And now a base hit off the bat of Ditforth is going to split the defenders out there. Cooper getting waved home. He will come in without a throw and an RBI single for Knox Ditforth. And Texas is pouring it on here. So still nobody out here with a runner on first and 3 runs home. Guerrero reaches on an error. Single for an RBI from Naziah Alec. Cooper reaches on an error. And Ditforth's RBI single drives home Cooper. And the lead is extended 7-3 in favor of Texas. Coach Lynch once again out of the dugout. Here is a look at the throw down to 2. So there's the throw into second. Tag held on Cooper, and this gives time for the runner to slide home from third. So Texas stretching out that lead. You get a look at Brooks Ware with runner in the background there. Ditforth lifted for a courtesy runner as he is the current catcher. Getting another opportunity to run the bases. He does it well, Aiden Cooper. Ball bounced outside of third for a foul. J.T. Drake, 3 innings of pitching work under his belt so far. Walked and scored a run back in the first inning. This is a powerlifting world champion who laid down a wonderful bunt single in the first inning. So time being called from the Tennessee dugout. Questions are answered, and Drake will. Questions are unanswered and will be re-questioned. Coach Davis and Coach Templeton out of the dugout. So perhaps a question on either the presence of or the choice of a courtesy runner. So they will get that all sorted as we set the table here for the at-bat by J.T. Drake. Drake with a double in this tournament, hitting 300 to this point. So the question remains, I believe, who the courtesy runner is able to be. So that will get sorted out here. So sorting all of this out as they consult all of the folks with the knowledge. They went to the guys with the answers. Guys over here to my right. And the answers are answered. Questions were questioned. Answers were answered as I stumble through this. Let's see a pitch to J.T. Drake. Swing and strike as Ware gets ahead. So the Texas champs from Livingston, Texas, out in front of this one, 7-3 in the bottom of the third. Check over the runner at first. Templeton lays the tag down. Pitch on the way, up high, in there for a ball. Pitch all the way, doesn't get all the way to the screen, hits the back foot of Hannigan. So Jackson will step away from first base as he's now all alone over there. Cooper down at 2, running for Ditforth, the catcher. The pitch from Ware. Hitting the gap between third and short. Base hit. Cooper getting the wave. He puts the brakes on as a strong throw comes in, and he's now in the pickle. Here's Hannigan. Throw. Cooper still alive. Lots of throws. Lots of chasing. There's the throw. Another one. This is fun to watch. This is a good dance. And so Cooper put out finally by the catcher. When you get a rundown between third and the plate that the first baseman plays a role in, you know there's been a lot of throws. So I don't totally have the numbers on that one.
Another play will be number 30, Mason Warren.
The very last 2 components of it were 2-6. That's all I got. So something in the realm of 7-2-5, 1-2-6. That's how we're gonna rule that. I'm sure everybody tuning in, watching this, keeping their scorebook is grateful for that. But at minimum, I am entertaining myself and hopefully the gentleman to my right trying to figure this one out. Entertainment confirmed. Now a conversation happening, diving back to second on that last pickoff attempt. Now stretching out the arm. Drake. Drake is actually going to be lifted for a pinch runner. Now, he is the current pitcher, so this wouldn't be a pinch runner. This would be a courtesy runner, I think. And I think we're going to see that would be Aiden Cooper coming out of the dugout again. So Cooper running previously made the first out of the inning, so he runs here. And now the runner for Drake in the form of Aiden Cooper runs from second as the pitch comes in to Mason Warren. As we've got some things sorted here, an out, 2 runs, 3 runs in, and a 7-3 lead. Ware toes the rubber, kicks, fires. Ball well inside to Mason Warren. Mason Warren draws the walk. So he is on his way. Started today at second base. Favorite player is longtime excellent second baseman Jose Altuve. strike in there in the first pitch to Nayland Thompson. Thompson ready, pitch on the way. Cooper and Warren getting their leads. Down low for a ball. Nayland Thompson lined to left field, resulting in a fine play by Moreno to end that first inning. Thompson known for his comedic antics when he strikes out. Certainly hoping he doesn't see that here. Pitch on the way, hits him in the back pocket, so he's gonna head down with a hit by pitch. And the bases are loaded up for Micah Templeton. Hannigan out to talk with his hurler. So Ware, little pep talk from Aiden Hannigan. Ware looks around at the bases, collects all of the information, gets the situation. Bases loaded. Infield well in for Tennessee. Pitch well high in the first delivery to Templeton. So Tennessee infield in on the grass. They will look to come home on a ground ball. The pitch. In there for a strike count, even at 1-1. Micah Templeton 0 for 2 last night. Lifts this one. This is in play. Three guys converging. This ball hits the ground. Templeton walked and scored a run in the second inning. In that big win yesterday, Templeton walked, scored a run, drove in a run, and hits this one into left field down the line. Fair ball. One run is in. Second run is in. Templeton, a 2 RBI single. And the lead is further extended for Texas here in the third. Nayland Thompson down at second base. As Templeton runs from first. Coach Davis out of the dugout. Coming in for the pitching change. Brooks Ware battled, but will give way to Lynch, who will come in the third here. Third pitcher for this Tennessee team. Get a look at him doing his warm-up routine. Ware will slide back over to short. Jackson, a word for his new hurler, Lynch. So your new pitcher is Liam Lynch.
For Tennessee, number 33, Liam Lynch.
So Liam Lynch on to do the pitching. He will face Adrian Perez, his first at bat here against Lynch. Perez singled. And was thrown out on his way to third off the single from Lambright. That'll happen back in the second inning. This one sliced foul just outside the line down at third. Lambright makes note here that people have a hard time pronouncing his name. He says he's heard all kinds of things. Pitch on the way. Brylan Lambright. Just like it's written. Foul ball. Slick play over there by Coach Templeton. And this ball well inside to Lambright. He sees the count move to 1-2. So Adrian Perez is your hitter. Your humble announcer has been singing the praises of Lambright. Perez swings at that one. Runner will be out. First was occupied when that strikeout happened. So Perez, I believe, is out. I'm not sure what they're calling here. And they are calling what I said. Got that one right. On the bouncing ball after the strike, the runners do move up. So Thompson and Templeton move 70 feet. Now Brylan Lambright. Still saying your name right, young man. Said it a few times out of place. And he takes a first pitch strike. So Perez struck out on this pitch in the dirt, but first base occupied. So he is out. And that runner safe into third without the tag. Now we are just set here with runners at second and third and 2 outs. Liam Lynch will send an 0-2 pitch right here. Fouled back. Hits the netting as Lambright will get another look at an 0-2 pitch here. 4 runs in the last few hitters. 5 runs total in this inning, building to a 9-3 lead here in the third for Texas.
Got 2 outs, 1 more strike, babe. In this damn inning.
Pitch on the way. Ripped on the line, foul. Lambright had that one timed up just a smidge early.
You're good, Liam. Go, Liam. Go, be ready.
Pitch on the way. Up high, so Lambright working this at bat. Lynch from the windup. This ball's hit out in between first and second. This is going to dribble in for a base hit and an RBI. Throw comes to the plate way over, and this bounces off the back wall and will allow Lambright to head down to second. Thompson to score, so an RBI single.
Now the plate number 11, Kason Everett.
Lambright down to 2 on the throwing error. Didn't get a lot of this, but put it right where he needed to. The pitch. This is lifted right center. Chasing it down, not quite finding it. This ball hits up against the wall. 2 runs are in. And Kason Everett stands aboard with a 2-out, 2 RBI, 2-bagger. And the dam has burst open. Floodgates. Whatever metaphor you want there for rushing water.
Let's go,
Number
Liam.
33 now, buddy.
An
Easton.
8-run inning here for Texas. Pitch on the way. And this is hit up the middle. Another base hit. And another run's going to come around third. Nope. Late stop sign from Templeton. So E-Step aboard with a single. Everett will now run, and now Guerrero will hit for the second time this inning. Texas has batted around here in the third. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Guerrero reached on an error to start this inning and scored the first run of 8 thus far. And then he hits this one in the hole between third and short. This is into left field for an RBI single. So E-Step down at second. Naziah Alec will hit for the second time this inning. He had an RBI single about 20 minutes ago here in the third.
Let's go, Liam.
So after the strikeout to Perez, 5 hits in a row for this Texas team, just putting on an offensive display here. As Naziah Alec will hit for the third time in the game and the second time this inning. Pitch in the dirt for a ball. Naziah Alec coming into today's action, batting .700.
Let's go, Liam.
5 singles and a couple of doubles. He lifts this one on the right side into the glove of Jackson. That'll end things here in the third, but a enormous inning. 9-run third inning for Texas gives them a 13-3 lead as we head to the fourth. Come back. Check this out. This is DYB World Series presented by Smash It Sports.
See how 8 grams of healthy protein in Land of Frost premium meat gives you energy and keeps you full. Let's get those buns toasting, Brad. Cheese, 10 more, go.
I'm getting shredded.
Land of Frost premium meat, now in hot honey flavors.
I know when I'm putting a Wilson glove on, I don't gotta worry. You get over 40,000 pitches thrown throughout a season. It's always trying to stay locked in one pitch at a time, slow down the game, and want the ball to be hit to you.
I want to play every day. No, I like to have fun.
Love this thing. I'm gonna probably use this thing as long as I can.
Got to be locked in every pitch. At the end of the day, I just want to get outs for the pitchers.
It holds up throughout the entire season, which is a huge deal when you're playing every day.
I've been using the same glove for quite a while now. It's a testament to the product that y'all have been able to put in my hands.
And people have a Wilson glove. It's one of the best so far. Not the best, it's the best. People know that.
Back at the DYB World Series, we're at Howard Field. We are in Game 1 of the championship round here in the Ozone, Division 1 Ozone. Resetting things for you, a huge 9-run inning for Texas just now. E.J. Howard will come up for Tennessee, trying to get things going for his Tennessee State champs. This is a Tennessee team that through the tournament has outscored opponents 29-16. So this is a Tennessee team that can do it with the stick. They've got a 10-run game under their belt against Mississippi a couple of days ago. So this is a team that can swing it. And E.J. Howard, a kid with a 3-run homer just yesterday. So Tennessee looking for a spark right here. Breaking ball up high as J.T. Drake comes into his 4th inning of work. Drake set at the belt. The pitch. Howard up the middle into center field for a leadoff base hit here in the 2nd. Or in the 4th, I should say. But just what Tennessee is looking for. Get their cleanup hitter aboard. Start a rally. Jackson will now step in.
Number 44, Cole Jackson.
Pitch up high to the big first baseman from Tennessee. There's a look at the shot off of Howard's bat. Fouled back out of play. Pitch to Jackson outside, so count levels up at 1-1. Jackson hitting a smooth .455 in this tournament to this point. And there's a pitch outside. Jackson, the RBI leader for his team through this tournament. He bounces one up the middle. Step on the base to first. Big stretch from Cooper. Double play by Texas. Expertly turned by the Texas defense. Isaiah Alec to Aiden Cooper. And suddenly there's 2 outs with nobody on for Tennessee here in the 4th. Here's a look. Alec into the mitt, off the bag. Stretch from Cooper. 2 down, so Dallas Williams will come up. J.T. Drake into his windup. The pitch to Williams. Sliced down the right field line. Foul. Dallas Williams, big fan of Dodge trucks. Looking to drive one out of here. That was too easy and pretty bad, but he is looking for that. Taps one, though, back to the mound. Can he beat this out? On his way to first. Out at first on the stretch from Cooper. So that swinging bunt. So that'll do it here from Howard Field. The 10-run rule in effect after 4. Texas wins this one 13-3. An offensive display by the Texas champs out of Livingston, Texas. And a great tournament run ends for the champs from Tennessee. Lebanon, Tennessee's own. It's a pair of very proud communities. And again, I mentioned it earlier in the broadcast. I've had the pleasure of speaking with families and supporters from both groups. I've been treated very well. Information and help and all that. But clearly great groups, great communities. Both sets of fans wanted to make sure we gave a shout to the grandparents and families at home. Everyone here appreciates all that support. Here's the USA Baseball play of the game. there's the drive that drove in what proved to be the biggest runs of the game because it helped contribute to that 10-run lead and a big fly of a double in that huge third inning. So Texas moves on. There will be an hour, I believe, between the conclusion of this one and the start of the next one. And the next one will be for the championship. The Ozone D1 championship will be on the line in the next game. The champs from Livingston, Texas, and Ruston, Louisiana, Texas, Louisiana, for the title of the World Series here. This will come your way shortly. We're going to conclude this broadcast. Congratulate the champs from Tennessee one last time. They will head out and pick up their flag. They head off to pick up the flag and head off proud. This has been a great run for this Tennessee team. But Texas moves on. Last time, your score, 13-3. Texas wins. They take on Louisiana in just a little bit for the title. Please come back and watch that game right here. This is the Diamond Youth Baseball World Series presented by Smash It Sports.